Cold email versus cold call. Now, which one should you choose and which one should you kind of triple down on for your agency? Just before we jump into the video, guys, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm and essentially helps me help more people. So look, guys, cold email versus cold call. Now, they both kind of follow the same dynamic. They both kind of have the same concepts behind them and kind of have the same problems, if you like, because obviously on both of them, you're reaching out to a cold prospect, and you actually find, you know, with majority of outreach you do when you're starting your agency, it will be all very, very cold prospects. And for those of you who don't kind of know what that means, essentially a cold prospect is somebody who's never heard of you, has no idea who you are, and you reach out to them to try and essentially sell your service. In most cases, it's for you to go ahead and sell them a Facebook ad service or whatever it is that your agency personally offers. Now, as I said, which one's more effective, cold calling or cold emailing? First things first, it comes down to the niche that you're in. Now, at this point, you should have either already, or if you haven't, then you definitely should identify a niche that you and your agency want to work with. Now, this will 100% depict whether cold calling or cold emailing is gonna work best for you. So, local lead gen, businesses and whatnot, they can really be both, okay? They could really be cold email or cold calling. I personally am not in local lead gen. So I personally have never done cold calling. I think I did maybe a handful. I could literally count on one hand how many cold calls that I made when I started out in local lead gen a long time ago. So that will kind of depict what you use. Now for e-commerce, people still have the idea that cold calling is gonna work for e-com. Trust me, guys, if you're in the e-com niche, do not cold call. Cold calling really, if you're gonna implement it, go ahead, but only implement it if you're in local lead gen. So things like, you know, the gym niche, restaurant niche, real estate niche, whatever that may be, you could cold call. Technically, you could cold call. Still at that point though, I think personally, cold calling is so outdated. And for us to cold call somebody to try and sell them a Facebook ad service, I mean, to me, the dynamic is completely off. The whole thing of, like I say, you cold calling somebody to sell them a Facebook ad service, it's like, it really just kind of goes against everything that you're doing. At least with cold emailing, it's still online. It's still, you know, you can send them a scheduler link, you could send them a cold loom, and it's still kind of all online, and it holds that same kind of, holds the same concept of Facebook ads being online marketing, right? So I personally think cold calling, I mean, like I say, if you're in the restaurant niche, you're just starting out, go ahead. It's not gonna hurt you to do maybe 10 to 100 cold calls. But honestly, guys, just try and stay clear of cold calling. So that's obviously why the title of this video is cold email versus cold call. Personally, and this is what I teach all of my students who are kind of in my, you know, mentoring program and whatnot, my coaching program, I teach everybody cold emails just because, you know, first things first, it's a lot more current. Like cold calling is so outdated. So first things first, as I say, it's a lot more current. And in terms of what we're doing as agency owners, it's very much more applicable to what we're doing. Cold emails are, you know, cold call, like I said before, hopping on a call, trying to sell somebody a Facebook ad service, it just doesn't sound right. That said, cold emailing, the way that you structure your emails and whatnot, it's very much more applicable to sell an online marketing service. I mean, online emails, online marketing, it's very applicable. Just to touch on cold emailing as a whole, there's a few things that you need to ensure that you do within cold emailing to make it effective. When you do cold calls, obviously usually you'll have a script and you kind of go through the script. At least with that script, you can put your own tone on it, you can put your own personality on it, and you can also just speak to them like following the script, and then you could ask a few questions here and there and get them to speak, and you listen and kind of answer that. So at least you've got that dynamic within cold calling, even though you use a script. Conversely, with cold emailing, scripts do become a lot more harder because they don't know who you are, they can't hear your voice, they can't hear your tone, your personality and all that within an email script. So you really want to try and if you don't want to refrain from using email scripts, because personally I teach using email scripts and I personally use them, and the ones that I personally use and I give to all my students, they're very, very effective. But I've added in a few different things that make them that effective. But for looking at majority of email scripts, they're very, very just on the page, just like a few lines saying like, I own this and we help, I own an agency and we help e-com businesses scale to the next level. I can see that I can help you book in a call. That's never ever gonna work. So if you've been sending out emails, if you've been sending out emails and you've not been getting results, don't write them off straight away, because trust me, I know I got my first 6 to 7 e-com clients through the kind of e-com outreach system that I teach to all my students. And if you are an e-com, message me on my Instagram link, the link is in the description, and I'll show you this kind of entire proven time and time again e-com outreach system. But like I say, using that, within that, the actual physical outreach that we do is cold email. So I know they work, so you cannot write them off straight away, because as I said, I know they work. I've seen it firsthand with my students get amazing, amazing results. So I know they work. And I know that probably a few of you guys out there have probably been doing emails and you've not seen results. So this is what I'm saying. Use scripts. Okay, you can use scripts, but you need, the thing that is imperative that you do within the scripts is you make them personalized. Okay, so you need to be mentioning the owner's name. Obviously, you guys know you should only ever be reaching out to the owners directly of the e-com brands, of the e-com businesses. Only ever speak to owners. Don't worry about, or don't even think about sending to like info@sales@. If you've got the owner's email and name, and then below you've got the info@, don't even think about sending it, like the info@ or sales@ or whatever. Always aim to speak to the owner. And then within the email script, like I said, you want to put the owner's name throughout it. You want to put their business name throughout it, just so even though it's a script, they still feel like you're speaking to them directly. Maybe in the middle of the email, you can say, look, Sarah, I know with, for example, Nike, okay, let's just say Sarah, the owner of Nike, okay, and you're reaching out to them. In the middle, obviously at the start you'll do, hey Sarah, and then at the end you'll say thank you Sarah, or whatever you want to say. But in the middle and throughout the email, you want to be mentioning like, look Sarah, I know that Nike does actually have a few ads running. That said, look at your competitor Under Armour. I mean, their kind of strategy, or whatever. By adding in those few things, okay, adding in those few little aspects that really doesn't take a long time at all to add in, by adding them in, that will literally make or break your emails. Like literally just by saying Sarah or the owner's name throughout the email and the business name throughout the email, that will make or break your it will make or break the effectiveness of your emails. Guys, the reason why I essentially get so excited and I'm so confident about this is because I've seen it. Like I've had so many people come to me saying, no, I'm not doing coaching with you because I already send out emails. Anyway, they end up biting the bullet and we go through kind of the way that I go about things, and their results literally are like this, and then you just go bang, because this is so effective. If you send out emails and you're not making it personalized, there's basically no point in you sending out emails. As I said, going back to the whole thing of cold calling versus cold emailing, if you do go down the cold emailing route, which you should be doing, you need to be doing this, because on the cold calls, you can use a script, because even though you're reading off a script, you've still, like I said before, you've still got the tone, you've still got your personality. They can still ask questions, and then you can kind of slightly go off script and then bring them back onto the script and all that kind of stuff. So you've still got that touch of personalization. And like I say, you can still, like I say, even though you're reading off a script, you can still be tone and like up here, and then maybe on a little bit like just kind of lay it off, and you've got that kind of personality throughout it. On an email, you simply don't. So going back to the title of the video, cold emailing versus cold calling. Cold emailing every single day, but you need to ensure that you're doing it effectively. And honestly, one of the most effective things you can implement, and the easiest thing that you can literally change within your current cold emailing, is just by making it a bit more personalized to the direct owner, the direct business. Because as I said, that will make or break your emails. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it. The actual body of the email, that you send obviously is a big thing, like what you physically say in it. But like I said, if you use your exact same script you're using right now, whatever it is that you're doing, and you just add in the extra personalization, I can guarantee you'll see a lot more results coming your way. So guys, bit of a rant in that one, but I hope you guys did find some value in it in terms of, you know, just adding a few more practical things into your emails will actually make them a lot more effective. Again, I hope you found value. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video.